All right, all you 49er fans, let's do this, okay? The loudest offseason in the history of football for one of the Super Bowl favorites. I feel to a degree has come to a close. Yes, technically tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday still count as offseason, but to me, the navigation sensation, if you will, Dibs.
That's a buck.
I believe that is over, and now a 49er fan can sort of like, I don't know if it's kick your feet up, put on some flip-flops, like relax for a second, and just think about football. And that is because Nick Bosa is finally signed, and the stress can go away. And my gosh, what a deal. 5 years, $170 million, $122.5 guaranteed, $50 million signing bonus, 34-plus guaranteed, not guaranteed, but 34-plus per year on the average. Nick stuck to his beliefs. The Niners took care of their guy. Let's go.
Let's go. Sunday, 10 o'clock in Pittsburgh. And I think there's a country song, Mark. Mamas don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Well, mamas do let your babies grow up to be edge rushers.
And that allows us to bring in Nick Bosa's mama. How about that?
How about it?
Cheryl Bosa joins us right now on Willard and Dibs on 95.7 The Game. Hi, Cheryl. How you doing?
Hi, Mark and Dan. How are you?
We're not as good as you.
Wishing I was a Bosa about now.
Yeah. Lots to be happy about, that is for sure.
My goodness. Yeah, take us through the family emotions for the last handful of weeks.
Yeah, it's been very stressful. It's been quite exhausting. Yeah, I mean, up until about 4 hours ago, I didn't understand why I, had a pain in my neck and a splitting headache for, 2 weeks straight. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I know why.
Crazy how that happens sometimes. And,
right?
And I know that there's
a weird thing.
Yeah, and the stress is especially kind of weird knowing that you're dealing with a 9-figure contract for your son and the expectation, of course, that it's going to get done, but then it doesn't get done, and it finally does. So what's the feeling like in the Bosa camp in terms of the relief mixed with just pure unadulterated joy?
Seriously, like incredible relief. I honestly, until it happened today, I didn't know what was going to happen this weekend. We really didn't know what was going to happen. And, in the last 2 weeks, we've just have had this routine where Nick's dad is training with him, every day. And then, he comes to me and I cook for him. So it's just been this like Groundhog's Day for the last 2 weeks or even longer, 3 weeks of this routine that he's been in because he hasn't been at camp, So, and then obviously getting closer and closer to this Sunday, we kept doing the routine, but it was just a little more stressful every single day. So, yeah, I'm very happy to not be cooking breakfast for him tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's hear about this routine. So John works out with him, and you're making meals. What are these meals? What does Nick eat in a day?
Well, I mean, in the mornings he has the same routine that he does. He trains with Joey during off season. They train together, but obviously Joey's trainer goes to LA with him. So John sort of took over. So they do their running drills in the morning. And then after running drills, Nick comes over and I make him a, colossal, gigantic omelet. And then, it's pretty huge actually. And then from there he goes and does his, workout, his lifting workout with John, and then comes over for dinner. But Nick eats super clean. He eats a lot of it, but he eats, protein and veg. That's about it.
So just real quick on the omelet, because Mark and I both, our brains were just immediately swimming.
Use the word gigantic,
Are we
Cheryl.
talking a 5-egg omelet here, Cheryl?
Oh, no, more than that.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, how many eggs, and then what's in it?
Well, it's about 6 eggs and then maybe 2 egg whites.
Okay, 6 eggs, 2 egg whites, and then what are we putting in it?
always veg. He loves onions, so always onions. Usually broccoli, kale, like whatever. He'll put Brussels sprouts in it. He'll put anything in it.
Okay, but no cheese?
Oh no.
Yeah, oh no.
How dare you?
I mean, I knew the answer, but I was like, we needed to hear you say it,
Yeah.
Cheryl.
God forbid. No cheese, no bread, no nothing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, because that sounds like fun.
While we're who doesn't love broccoli in their omelet? No. While we're on the subject of his health, though, Cheryl, what would you say? Like Niner fans are sitting here going, okay, is this guy ready to play Sunday with no camp? How would you describe his readiness to go ahead and play a game?
Physically, he's a specimen. He's in better shape than he's ever been in his life. I mean, this offseason, he's faster than he was. He's stronger than he was last year, if you can imagine. I mean, that's all fact. I'm real happy that he's going to get some reps with Trent tomorrow. You could be in great shape, but if you're going up against Trent Williams, you need a little more than just, being in great shape. So I'm very, very happy that he's on his way there and that he's going to have Thursday, Friday with his boys to get his legs under him,
That's incredible. Cheryl Bosa, Nick's mom here on 95.7 The Game. I know the boys are competitive. Nick and Joey, you don't get to where they are without being competitive. Do they get competitive about contracts and money, or is that something where they're just really happy for each other that they've been so successful?
Oh, they're very close. They're extremely close. So yeah, I'm sure they're incredibly happy. Joey had his time. Joey was the number one defensive, contract, of all time when he got his contract. So, it's several years later and it's Nick's turn. So, it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, first of all, it bodes real well for their work ethic and how hard they bust their ass to be the best that, out there who deserve what they get. But, they also have an incredible agent that fights for them and just, it's a family that believes and supports, what the whole process.
Well, Cheryl, let's talk about that for a second because I'm sure you're aware in our world, we got all these reports coming in and there's kind of this vibe like, well, you're not just negotiating with a player here. You're negotiating with a Bosa. And that's different.
It's a family negotiation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how does that make you feel, or what can you say to speak to that when people are kind of like, that's different, negotiating with the Bosas?
Well, I mean, it's not our first rodeo, I mean, we've been down this road before, Joey went through some, what I consider very unfair stuff his rookie year coming out. So, we sort of got a taste of it right off the bat, that things can get a little, uncomfortable, should we say, But yeah, we 100% trust his agent. His agent, would talk to me and John on the regular basis, and he knew that we trusted him, and because he knew that, he was able to do his job. So it and we stick together. That's all. It's not like my kids aren't big spendthrifts, so it wasn't like, ooh, Nick needs his money because of all of these things that he has, So yeah. So I mean, it's easy to sort of stick to your guns and believe in yourself and get it done. Get done what should be done,
Where does the strong-willed negotiation come from? You or your husband? I know you're involved in real estate. Do you have that same hardline approach when you're out there working house deals? Does this come from you, Cheryl?
Well, I think it's both. I do. Yeah, John's a real, successful, aggressive businessman as well. So, yeah, and it just comes from like us supporting our, as far as the kids go, just supporting them and, believing in their value and their work ethic. And, it's just, I mean, I've never seen anyone work harder than my boys. So, and Nick's a phenom. He really is. So he's not going to rest on his laurels. You're not going to have this kid that gets this contract and then comes and, skips around. I don't think Defensive Player of the Year is done for him by any stretch. So.
Wow. Yeah. No. I mean, we can see it for sure. Cheryl Bosa is with us here, Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game, and you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Cheryl, when you mentioned that Joey went through some stuff as a rookie, obviously that being the Chargers organization, I wonder what was your experience now going through this as a family with the 49ers organization. What's your takeaway?
Well, I guess the thing that sticks out the most with me is that Joey's situation was played out in the media, which was very painful as a parent to go through and watch your son get, things that were untrue said about him in the media. So that was that, and plus he was 20 years old at the time. So, that was really, really hard. This was done behind closed doors, and nobody played dirty pool and leaked anything. Or, the negotiations were between the people that needed to be talking. And so I thought that was, I'm very impressed by that.
Did you ever have a feeling as to whether or not this would actually get done? Was it more a case of when and not if?
Not the whole time. Not the whole time. No. There were times. I mean, we couldn't imagine it not getting done, but we also were in our minds thinking of the alternative. Wow, I wonder, if we go someplace else. What will that look like if we go someplace else? So it's not like it's thought about, because you don't know. You don't know at a certain point, when both sides are really far apart, you kind of don't know what's gonna happen. So.
Yeah, Cheryl, go ahead.
I'm very exhausted.
So are we, Cheryl.
Well, yeah.
So are we.
Cheryl, it's fascinating because I think, and I think why Dibs asks you that, the perception from fans and media is that you guys had a number. You knew you were going to get it because it's Nick. He's the DPOY. And so you just kind of were there until the 49ers met it. I find it fascinating that at least your mind went to alternatives at point. And what are those alternatives? Were there moments where you thought Nick wouldn't play this weekend, for example?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were. Definitely. I mean, I was devastated. And I also, in a weird way, I felt really guilty for Joey. I'm going to be at Joey's game this weekend because I try to go to home games, and he's got a home opener on Sunday. But it just up until today, it was hard for me to even get excited that football season was starting, and because of this looming over our heads, and I was like, "Yay! I'll be in LA on Saturday," and it was kind of half-hearted and. Now I'm so excited to go to LA on Saturday and be at Joey's game and, go early so we could watch, the 49ers game first and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was weird. It was really weird.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it's Cheryl Bosa here on 95.7 The Game. I guess we'll see you in Santa Clara 2 weeks from tomorrow. Niners home opener against the Giants. And how many eggs will you bring with you?
Oh, for the Thursday night game?
For the breakfast. It's just, that could be my favorite part of this whole interview, the 8-egg omelet.
I'm going to try that tomorrow morning. How does Nick feel after that?
Thank God I don't have to cook anymore because the facility makes amazing food. I'm shout out to, I don't know any of the cooks or chefs' names at the facility, But let me tell you something. I don't have to cook for Nick when he's there. He is very well taken care of. They do an amazing job.
Cheryl, have you spoken to him since it was final?
Oh yeah, I cooked him dinner before he had to go get on his plane.
Okay, and you're talking about tonight because it's 8:00 where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
He
cooked
left here. He left my house at, I don't know, let's say between 5 and 5:30 Eastern, so 2:30 your time, 2:30, 3 your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was on the menu? 7 steaks? 2 whole chickens?
I went and got a giant Wagyu steak for him and some duck breast and a giant salad and some eggplant and some cauliflower. And, so it was a bit of a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
And I did get him a bottle of champagne, but he said,
"Good.
No, I don't think I'm going to have any." I said, "Okay."
I love it.
This
The
guy.
DPOY is keeping it clean.
Yep.
Cheryl,
Yeah.
this one's just for me. Please tell me how he likes his steak cooked.
Medium rare.
Oh, that's the correct answer.
That's so good.
You know what? Let's give him $35 million a year. Oh my gosh, that's exactly the answer we're looking for.
Yeah.
All right. So what can you share about what the two of you shared the moment he and you found out?
He called me and he's like, he was just, he was giddy. And obviously I started screaming and I'm like, oh my God, I was at my house and he was at his condo. And I'm like, oh, what do we do now? You got to come over. Like, I don't know what to do with myself, So that's when I said, okay, I'm going to go get food and come over in an hour. And so that's what he did. Yeah.
That is so great. And we're all trying to imagine what Giddy sounds like because we all love his really low-key, almost like surfer demeanor. Does he ever get like super exuberant in that way?
Sure, of course. Of course he does. Yeah. He is low-key, though. I mean, that is his personality. But, yes, he does. He gets excited.
Yeah, Cheryl, congratulations to your whole family. And and thank you for sharing everything that you just shared with us. That was really, really interesting and fun.
Oh, good. Well, yes, I will be there for the Thursday night game. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, we'd love to say hi because we're going to be there too. And so, I'd love to thank you in person and go get some rest, Cheryl.
That I plan on it very much so.
All right.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Okay, go Niners.
Go Niners. Cheryl Bosa.
Strong to quite strong.
That was incredible.
It's just
oh my gosh,
the honest reveal.
Yeah,
and it turns out it wasn't a slam dunk.
She brought us behind the curtain.
Big time.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed that. Like, that was incredible.